Hello, and I'm back. Lead with love. And I'm still going into the Clairs. So now I'm on article 2. I'm using the Mind, Body, and Green article. I really love this how do like website, the Mind, Body, Green website, because they have so many things about the mind, the body, the soul. It's like everything. So it's a spirituality website, health coaching classes. I'm going to put the link in the description box. I'm just going to go into articles one by one because each article goes into it their own kind of way. So I can't sit there and mix all these articles into one video. So I have to do this separately. And Mind, Body, and Green, their website is awesome. Like, I like how they teach and explain stuff. So I'm going to go in, okay? A professional psychic on how to develop your 4 clairs of intuition. So this is so you can actually develop the 4 clairs, because I went into the 4 clairs. So, okay. So it's Mind, Body, and Green contributor by Tanya Carol Richardson. Okay. She updated this December 17th of 2021. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the description box, and I will put the timestamps in the comments, okay? So I'm gonna just go straight into the article. So it's like when I talk about the article, because it's the actual article, it's the article talking, and you can always click on the link in the description box and it'll take you straight into the article, but I try to go through everything when I make the videos. So here it goes. People often ask how I gather the information to give to clients during psychic readings. Oh my God, this is the site, this is a website, Mind, Body, Mindfulness. The key is utilizing the 4 main avenues of our intuition uses to communicate with us, known as our psychic circles, as the 4 clairs. Clairaudience, the audio is you're hearing voices. Clairvoyance, the V for vision, so you're seeing images. Clairsentience is sentience, that's sensitive, so those are your feelings, emotions. Cognizance, cognizance is your thinking, that's your knowing, clear knowing. You have to develop these four steps. Those are the basic ones, the 4 basics. So while some people might be naturally stronger in one of the 4 clairs, you can find out which clair is strongest for you by using this quiz. So the quiz, I would say you would have to tap into this article and you can check it out for yourself. You can check the quiz, you can check your results, but I'm going to go through everything with you, the 4 steps: clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, cognizance. I'm going to go into it with you guys. So read through the descriptions below to discover which clairs your intuition favors, as well as tips for tapping into all 4. So you can tap in. Okay, that's good. That's what we all want to become better human beings. So I'm gonna check. Okay, chatty. Clairaudience, that's hearing, audio, hearing. Clairaudience is hearing. So clairaudient messages sound like someone talking in my mind. This voice will appear harsh or tormenting, unlike voices that people who have certain psychological conditions, severe hormone imbalances, or vitamin and mineral deficiencies can hear. The tone of voice is almost always the same. It's even and calm. Messages that arrive clairaudiently for clients during readings are usually straightforward, like wait until after graduation, or for a monthly retainer. Clairaudience offers short messages like the Yoda from Star Wars. Sometimes the messages will be only one word or a number. For instance, I may receive the message that the client's subconscious blocks were triggered by a traumatic event when she was 13, or that the client might want her next career to be nursing, or that her husband's name is Frank. So you can hear the voices, you can hear the messages, like it'll just be one word, like the one word is nursing, that would be your message. Like, it's something in nursing, so you need to focus on that. Or a name, you'll get the name, like her husband's name is Frank, and you'll hear Frank, so, and then it's something about the husband, so you need to pay attention. Like, you have to pay attention. That's the only way you're going to know like what's going on, or that you're getting messages, because we don't pay attention to things. We think, oh, it's crazy, you're losing your mind. Like, no, sometimes you get messages. God talks to us. God sends us signs. God gives us, you get messages. It's just that we don't pay attention to things. We don't listen. We don't slow down. Like, you just have to pay attention. Okay. And while I often hear cliches like the timing is right, or he's the one, or she wants what she can't have, clairaudient messages can also be poetic. So you could hear it like a poem or a rhyme or something like that. So how to develop clairaudience? Many times after a session, the clients have reported clear hearing someone call their name, or only to turn around and realize there was no one there. Working with intuitives like me, reading about intuition actually opens up your own intuition and clairaudient potential. Okay, so from what I'm seeing here, you would have to go into mind, body, and MBG. This MBG is for you to develop your own intuition, because they gave examples of how you can hear it. You could hear like someone's calling your name, or you'll hear something and you turn around, no one's there. Or you can hear, that happened to me. Like, I heard my daughter calling me in the morning or talking to me in the morning, and then I'm like, okay, it's in the morning and everyone is asleep, like I'm the only one that's up. And then I'm like, and then I go to her later, I'm like, oh, you was calling me in the morning, like, wasn't you calling me about something? And she, I wasn't calling you. I'm like, okay, so I'm hearing things. But that's clairaudience. It's like you hearing it, but you can't put it together. It's like you just have to pay attention and you can put it together for yourself. I'm going to include this link in the article, because and then once you click the link in the article, you can click into reading about the intuition. You can get more insight on what the hell is clairaudience, or how can you develop it, because I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to talk about it so you can know what it is. So clairaudience is hearing. You're hearing things. You're not going crazy. It's like you can hear it, and it's like you may think it's nothing, or you're just bugging out, or it doesn't make sense, or but you have to pay attention. You have to develop it. You have to work on it, and you'll know better. So I'm gonna go into the next one. Is clairvoyance. Clairvoyance. Some people use the term clairvoyance as if it were synonymous with psychic, but really clairvoyance is just one of the 4 clairs a psychic uses. Clairvoyant messages, which arrive as an image or scene in the mind, usually come as a metaphor. If the client is overwhelmed, I might see them drowning or carrying some large bundle on their back. So that is, you're seeing them overwhelmed, like they're just overworked, or they just have a lot of burdens. So they're carrying all this stuff, and it's like, that's the image. You have to translate that image. You have to understand the image, and then that's how you can break it down and how you can explain it to whoever you're dealing with. So if I see an image of the continental plates shifting, or the ground shaking beneath someone's feet, it means the client is experiencing such dramatic life changes that nothing feels stable. So you see how she broke that down, like the earth was shaking and it was breaking beneath someone's feet. It's like everything's changing and nothing is stable. If a client is looking for a new job or business partnership, I might see them fishing with lots of little fish swimming by their line. This might mean the client should wait for the big fish or the really plump offer. So it's like you have a lot of opportunity. It's like you have to interpret the message. So you can see it, but then you have to sit there and you have to interpret it. You have to understand the message that you're seeing. Because God, you will not talk to him. You will not talk to him. He will send you messages. He will send you signs. And the only way you will know is you receive the sign, you receive the message, and you have to pay attention. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Because nothing is what it seems. It can look one way, but it's something completely different. And you have to pay attention. I'm gonna go back to the article. If I see a weather vane whipping this way and that in the wind, it might mean that the client's lover is changeable or unpredictable. A weather vane whipping this way and that in the wind, it is something that's unpredictable. A weather vane, I think that's like the thing that tells you where the wind is blowing, and it's moving all kind of ways. That means the lover is changeable or unpredictable. These are just examples. The images are usually different for everyone, which makes the job fun. So it's like when you get a message, you have to understand the message. You have to translate the message. You can see it. Then you have to interpret, what are you seeing? Like, what are you seeing? Or why are you seeing this? You have to understand it. No one's going to explain it to you. You have to decipher. You have to understand it yourself. So, how to develop clairvoyance. Be on the lookout for images that pop into your mind out of the blue. They may be intuitive messages. Clairaudience was the strongest ability early on. The clairvoyance only came along a year later. Let me see. Clairaudience, that means that she was hearing things, was one of my strongest psychic abilities early on. And the clairvoyance came along years later. So be patient. Your intuition can grow dramatically over time. So it takes time and it takes practice. Like, you have to know yourself. You have to work on yourself. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to everything that's going on, because nothing is what it seems. Like, you can see something in your mind and then things are going on in real life, and then it looks a whole different way, and it's completely different from what your mind saw. But what your mind saw is right, and what you're looking at in the 3D is not what's going on. So you have to pay attention to what is going on, because nothing is what it seems. And messages come from God. Your vision comes from God. When you hear things, those are from God. God is the one that sends you messages. The devil will confuse you and tell you the wrong things and give you everything wrong, just to have you all in your head, all confused, and you won't know what's up, what's down. You won't know. So you have to pay attention. Okay, so now I'm going to go into Clairsentience. Clairsentience. What is Clairsentience? Clairsentience, it has sentience. So sentience is like sensitive. You're sensitive. These are your feelings. So clairsentience is your feelings. So let me see what the article says. Clairsentience messages come through as a feeling. And clairsentience is the most common of the 4 clairs. Those are usually for empaths, because empaths, we feel everything. An empath. Gut instincts, like you feel it in your gut, that's your intuition, and your intuition is never wrong. They'll call you crazy and they'll say all kinds of stuff, and you'll be like, oh, I know my gut, I was feeling all kind of ways. Like, I know it's a warning. God is giving you a warning, and when you don't pay attention to your warning, everything goes wrong. I know I'm chatty. I'm gonna go back to the article. Gut instincts, being able to read the emotions of others. That's being able to read people. You can read the room. You can understand a person's body language, behavior, their eyes. Like, you understand people. You can read them. Or sensing the collective energy of a room. All fall under this umbrella. Before I get on the phone with the client, I can usually get a feeling or their energy. Energy's everything. Bubbly, serious, outgoing, highly intellectual, nurturing. Whenever I give a client a message and I get chills all over, I know the message is important for the client to hear. So if someone has physical ailments, I will often feel them briefly before or during the call in my own body. Like you feel whatever they're feeling, like you feel what's going on with them, what's wrong with them, you feel it in your own body. My own knee will ache if the client just had surgery there, or a sensation will run through my tummy if digestion is an issue for the client. My throat will often feel tight briefly during a session if the client's throat chakra, which is how we express ourselves and our emotions, is closed off. So these are all things that you have to pay attention to. You have to pay attention to your body. Your body changes. Anything that feels different, pay attention to it, because you're reading it. You're you have to understand it, because you're getting messages. You're getting these sensations for a reason. Just pay attention to it. How to develop clairsentience. Clairsentience, that's sensitive. Those are your feelings. How can you develop your clear feelings? This is like an empath. Whenever you get strong intuitive feeling about something, write it down in a journal. Over the next 4 weeks or months, you will realize how many clairsentient messages you get from your intuition. Beginning to recognize these messages will help you pick up on them more. So that's how you have to keep track of it. Like if you want to understand what you're feeling, you're like, oh, I'm feeling crazy, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Just write it down. And it's so you can understand it. And you know why I was feeling this way. And you can put it together to what is going on around you. So with the next one, Cognizance. Cognizance. So Cognizance is your thinking. Cognitive thinking, that's how I remember it. Cognizance. So Cognizance. How do I know if one of my clients' parents had narcissistic tendencies? Or if my client's child is very sensitive, how do I hone in on the subconscious blocks and old wounds that they're holding? The client back or comprehend instantly complex relationships the client has with friends and co-workers. So it's like you have to understand the situation. Like people can come to you, but then you have to understand like why this person's acting this way. It's their environment. Like you have to really think about it. Like this person isn't this way for no reason. Is more behind it, and you have to understand. The intuitive ability is called claircognizance. Is your thinking. Is when our brains get an immediate download from our intuition. Just like when you download a large amount of information into your computer's hard drive. Although when it happens to a human brain, the download occurs within a few seconds. No waiting patiently for a large file to download. Your intuition has a great connection. It's like you have to understand, because people will tell you what. Ooh, I'm sorry. I kicked my stand. People will tell you what they want you to know. They will not tell you what is really going on. So you really have to think about the situation and use your brain, and you will download the information. You will get the information, and you can put it together, and you can understand. You can understand the person. You can understand the situation better. So how to develop claircognizance. The next time you're trying to figure out something and your logical brain is stumped, whether it's your boss, motivations, or the quickest way to get your afternoon errands accomplished, slightly ask your intuition to give you the answer through claircognizance. That's your thinking. Think about it and you will get your answer. Your intuition is always listening and can have amazing answers for you. So the bottom line of all of this, I'm going in 19 minutes. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to cut it short, but it's like I want you guys to understand. So the bottom line, intuition is a gift, but one that we all possess. All of us have intuition. You just have to pay attention to your intuition. Don't be shy or intimidated about getting more in touch with your feelings, your visions, your empaths, your clairaudience. Like you hear stuff and then you just blow it off like, oh, I'm going crazy, oh, I heard this, or I had a, just pay attention to yourself. practice tuning in and trusting for better results. So that is it. That's the end of the article. I'm going to put the link in the description box. I will put the timestamps in the comments. So you can click on the timestamps in the comments and it'll take you straight there. But I really just try to break it down so you guys can understand it. And the mindbodygreen.com is a great website for all of for spirituality. So it has a lot of stuff. And I usually use their articles because they help me. Like, they help me, and I'm like, if they help me, I know they can help you too. So that's why I referenced it, and it's gonna be in the description box. So just tap on it and you will find so much information. So always lead with love. Thanks for watching. Bye.